Welcome to the Nevada Workplace Safety presentation on protecting grocery store workers during the COVID-19 pandemic. Presented by the State of Nevada Safety Consultation and Training Section. The State of Nevada will continue to build these presentations to provide you with the most up-to-date information regarding COVID-19. In this presentation, we will discuss how to protect some of our most essential community members, grocery store workers. In order to implement Nevada Governor Steve Sisolak's declaration of emergency, grocery store employers should ensure that social distancing for both employees and customers is implemented, make sure that frequent hand washing is encouraged, ensure that basic workplace hazard education is provided in languages best understood by all employees, and that sick employees are required to stay home. A copy of this presentation and all links that are referenced will be available on the SCATS COVID-19 resources page online at scatsnv.gov. During this pandemic, we must ensure that our employees are safe and able to work. It's against the law for any employer to fire or threaten their employees for exercising their safety and health rights. This could look like an employee raising health and safety concerns, such as filing a safety and health complaint, or participating in a Nevada Occupational Safety and Health Administration investigation. Workers have 30 days to file these types of complaints with Nevada OSHA if they should arise. Keeping social distancing top of mind, grocery stores should limit the number of customers entering the store to about 20 to 30% of the store's capacity. Employees can facilitate social distancing at store entrances, encourage 6-foot distancing for customers standing in line, and work to count the number of customers entering and exiting the store. To help with social distancing in the store, mark 6-foot increments using colored tape on the ground to ensure customers and employees have a visible reminder. 6-foot distancing is crucial. After designating workers to monitor and facilitate distancing in the checkout lines, both verbally and through tape markers, large attention-grabbing printed or electronic signs should also be posted frequently throughout the store, too. Not only should self-serve foods, free sample stands, and product demonstrations be discontinued, but safeguards should also be put in place for delis, meat counters, and bakeries to limit customer contact with foods and surfaces as much as possible. Clearly posted signs throughout your store should remind customers to encourage one shopper per household, adhere to social distancing, and encourage face masks and the proper disposal of PPE, personal protective equipment, when used. Signs should also be used to let customers know the limit on the number of people allowed in your store, any special hours that have been identified for senior citizens, and a call out to the social distancing markers you have laid throughout your business, as previously mentioned. Slow the spread by implementing an effective hand washing plan. Install hand sanitizing dispensers at key locations throughout the store for your employees and customers. Ensure your employees know why and how to effectively wash their hands for at least 20 seconds and require them to do it as frequently as possible when they get to work, leave their stations, eat, take a break, use tobacco products, and especially after handling money. Make sure your employees have adequate breaks scheduled to properly wash their hands at a minimum of every 30 minutes. While hand washing is extremely important, ensure gloves are provided for all cart retrievers, cashiers, and in common use areas that are frequented by your employees. Make sure that employees also change and discard gloves often and also when switching between areas or interactions. For example, if an employee switches from handling money to bagging a customer's groceries, their gloves should be changed. Set up a schedule so these supplies are in constant stock and available. Posters and other important resources discussing this topic and others are available from the CDC's Clean Hands campaign. Visit our SCATS COVID-19 resources page online at scatsnv.gov for more details. Keeping your business safe means keeping your employees safe. Monitor your team for signs of illness and make sure they know what COVID-19 symptoms can look like. If you think one of your employees is sick, require them to stay home. Have a plan in place in the event that this happens. Providing basic hazard education to your workers will ensure that your business, your customers, and employees are continually protected. Communicating with your employees often and reinforcing the safety processes in place are important. Teach workers the importance of hand washing before and after eating, drinking, and taking breaks. Communicate with them daily. Provide any relevant information or updates as soon as possible regarding the business or new developments from the CDC. Make sure they know store-wide safety procedures and they are taking social distancing seriously. Also, ensure they're aware of respiratory etiquette, not touching their eyes, nose, mouths, or faces before hand washing, and that they know not only to cover their coughs or sneezes, but that they must also wash their hands if they do. Additional considerations should be taken at checkout stands. Self-checkout stands and counters may not be able to be sanitized as often as others. Employers should consider closing these. Sneeze shields should be implemented wherever possible, especially at checkout stands. And when supplies are available, provide customers with wipes, hand sanitizer, and prohibit the use of their reusable bags. Keeping your store stocked and the surfaces clean requires planning. To ensure all of the safety procedures mentioned in this presentation are being followed, schedule as much time as possible during closing hours for stocking and deep cleaning. And if you operate a 24-hour store, schedule and stock during the slowest periods of the night. Other procedures should also be put in place, like designating sanitation workers to continually clean and disinfect high-touch surfaces like sales terminals and registers on a significantly increased schedule. Use the environmental cleaning guidelines set by the CDC to accomplish this. Visit our SCATS COVID-19 resources page online at scatsnv.gov for more details. Stocking and surface cleaning remain the most important defense against the spread of the coronavirus. The EPA recommends using the longest recommended contact time and the most concentrated solution directed by each cleaning label. Ensure employees are following label directions for food contact surfaces when near utensils or at workstations where food is prepared. Protective gloves and face masks or shields should also be used when preparing and using cleaning solutions as well. And again, closing for a sufficient amount of time to allow stores to properly resanitize and restock areas is imperative. Other protective measures that should be taken to help slow the spread of this virus are ensuring that your workers are using cloth face masks, and in the event a worker or customer is not following social distancing or hygiene practices, that there is a way to report these kinds of concerns immediately. While ensuring that all workers are wearing PPE, we must also accommodate workers who may fall into the high-risk guidelines outlined by the CDC. Provide work assignments that ensure the least amount of exposure to the public or ask them to stay home. Other protective measures you can implement include creating one-way aisles to promote social distancing and making sure that all standard operating procedures have been updated to include prevention and awareness measures for diseases and viruses. Visit the State of Nevada's Health Response website for up-to-date details on COVID-19 in Nevada, where you'll find many helpful resources including prevention tips, frequently asked questions, and Nevada's current and ongoing response to COVID-19, as well as the novel coronavirus prevention tips poster that can be posted to your break rooms and common areas. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration has additional resources online outlining best practices to operate retail food stores, restaurants, and associated pickup and delivery services during the COVID-19 pandemic to safeguard workers and consumers. The site highlights how foods offered at retail can be safely handled and delivered to the public, as well as key best practices for employee health, cleaning and sanitizing, and personal protective equipment. For free safety and consultation information from the Nevada Division of Public and Behavioral Health's Environmental Health Section, please email or call them directly to set an appointment. OSHA offers a number of helpful resources on their website to help you prepare and keep your workplace, employees, and customers safe during this truly unprecedented time. Not only does it offer guidance for preparing workplaces during this outbreak, but you can call them directly. And employees can also submit a workplace safety complaint using the OSHA online safety complaint form. Nevada SCATS also has a dedicated page on our website with up-to-date information regarding the COVID-19 pandemic for Nevada's employers and employees. The page includes links to various materials that may be useful in your workplace regarding this ever-changing and evolving topic. A copy of this presentation and all links that are referenced will be available on the SCATS COVID-19 resources page online at scatsnv.gov. For updated information on COVID-19 in the state of Nevada, please regularly check the websites listed. For more information regarding this and other resources, or perhaps just where to start, SCATS is here to help. Thank you for your attention, and please feel free to reach out to us with any questions or concerns regarding these guidelines.